Once lifelines of our cities, many urban rivers have turned into flowing plastic sewers. From bottles to bags, what was once natural beauty is now choked with human waste. In this video, we expose the shocking reality of plastic pollution in urban waterways. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more environmental deep dives, and see how our cities are drowning in plastic. 1. A new reality for urban rivers. Once celebrated for their beauty and utility, urban rivers are now flowing with toxic plastic waste. Concrete replaces natural banks, while plastic replaces fish and fresh water in many urban waterways. From Jakarta to Lagos, from Manila to Nairobi, rivers are no longer lifelines, they are landfills. Massive floods reveal the truth. These rivers are so clogged with plastic they cannot carry rain. Floating debris forms thick carpets across surfaces, turning blue streams into moving trash canals. These rivers stink with rot, disease, and industrial runoff mixed with endless plastic packaging. Communities living nearby are forced to coexist with contaminated waters full of discarded waste. 2. How plastic chokes the flow. Plastic waste clogs storm drains and river outlets, trapping water and creating stagnant pools of filth. In cities, most drainage channels are uncovered, allowing wind-blown waste to fall in with ease. Bags, straws, wrappers, and foam containers pile into layers that block the natural water flow. When rainfall is heavy, these clogged rivers overflow into homes, streets, and public buildings. Floodwaters carry more plastic downstream, intensifying the cycle with every storm that hits. Plastic floats for miles, bouncing from gutter to creek to river before settling in dead zones. It creates breeding grounds for mosquitoes, raising the risk of malaria and dengue outbreaks. 3. Toxic soup beneath the surface. Plastic in rivers does not remain clean. It absorbs industrial oils, sewage, and heavy metals. Floating plastic pieces act like magnets for toxins and pathogens, becoming more dangerous over time. In many cities, wastewater from factories and homes empties into rivers without treatment. This creates a deadly chemical cocktail where plastics become vehicles for spreading poison. Plastic that sinks becomes buried in riverbeds, disrupting microbial life and sediment stability. Aquatic animals eat these plastics, unknowingly filling their bodies with endocrine-disrupting chemicals. This pollution builds up in the food chain, affecting fish, birds, and even human consumers. 4. The slum-river connection. Urban slums often develop along riverbanks where land is cheap, but infrastructure is non-existent. Families build makeshift homes next to polluted rivers with no access to garbage collection. Plastic waste from these communities often ends up in the rivers simply because there is no other option. Children play near the water, unaware that they are surrounded by dangerous chemical-laden debris. Residents use river water to wash clothes, cook, or bathe, unaware of the contamination risk. When rivers flood, the plastic-laden water flows into their homes, spreading filth and disease. Plastic bags trap feces and food waste, becoming mini toxic bombs when trampled or punctured. 5. Urban myths about river cleanups. Governments often promise river cleanups, but most fail because they focus only on surface trash. Cleaning visible plastic with boats or nets looks good but does little for long-term river health. The media highlights before and after images, but the pollution returns within weeks or months. Why? Because the constant flow of urban plastic is never truly stopped or reduced. Temporary bans on plastic fail without enforcement or public awareness campaigns to support them. Cleanup programs ignore microplastics, which remain suspended in water long after visible trash is gone. True cleanup means redesigning waste systems, not just collecting floating debris with photo ops. 6. How city design fails rivers. City infrastructure rarely accounts for how plastic flows during rain, traffic, and daily life. Most drainage systems were built decades ago, long before plastic became the dominant waste type. Narrow pipes and open sewers cannot handle the volume of plastic trash cities now produce daily. When bins are full or missing, people discard trash into the nearest canal, ditch, or storm drain. Markets, food stalls, and transit hubs produce tons of plastic yet lack nearby disposal options. Construction sites, industrial zones, and vendors dump plastic waste directly into waterways. Lack of zoning and poor waste regulations turn entire neighborhoods into plastic dumping grounds. 7. Corporate footprints in city rivers. Fast food chains, beverage brands, and retailers dominate the plastic waste seen in urban rivers. Every river cleanup uncovers the same logos printed on wrappers, bottles, and single-use trays. These corporations blame consumers, yet they design products with no plan for end-of-life disposal. Plastic packaging is cheap, lightweight, and designed for convenience, not sustainability or reuse. In developing nations, these companies often sell smaller sachet-style plastics in huge volumes. Sachets are almost impossible to recycle and end up in rivers by the billions every year. Corporations know this, but invest more in marketing than in building recycling infrastructure. 8. How rivers turn into plastic highways. Once plastic enters a city river, it is rarely removed. It becomes a passenger to the sea. Rivers act like conveyor belts, carrying city trash through towns, forests, and finally to oceans. Plastic does not break down along the way. It accumulates more debris and expands into giant masses. It gathers into river mouths, where fish nurseries and mangroves become buried in plastic sludge. Plastic islands form in calm areas, trapping birds, fish, and eggs beneath thick debris clusters. What starts as a bottle in a city street becomes a threat to coral reefs and deep sea life. Urban rivers connect to global oceans. Pollution here becomes destruction everywhere else. 9. The human cost of plastic rivers. Urban rivers are lifelines for the poor, yet they have become zones of death and disease. Waste pickers risk drowning, infections, and injuries as they wade through polluted rivers daily. Children grow up surrounded by waste, thinking it is normal for water to be brown and foamy. Plastic-infested rivers devalue property, reduce tourism, and isolate communities from nature. These rivers emit toxic gases and odors that make daily life unpleasant and even unbearable. Job loss in fisheries, tourism, and waterfront businesses occurs as rivers become unlivable. Plastic blocks natural cooling, contributing to heat islands and worsening urban climate effects. 10. Reclaiming rivers for the future. There is still hope. Urban rivers can be saved if change is aggressive, inclusive, and immediate. Cities must redesign waste flows, invest in recycling, and ban the worst plastic offenders fast. Community-driven river restoration projects are showing success in countries across the globe. Education campaigns teach people to value rivers not just as drains, but as ecosystems to protect. Waste pickers must be trained, paid, and supported as frontline environmental defenders. Smart city infrastructure can trap plastic before it reaches rivers using nets and filters. Corporations must fund local cleanup efforts and redesign packaging for zero waste outcomes. The truth is clear: our urban rivers are becoming dumping grounds, and it's happening in plain sight. If we want cleaner cities and healthier ecosystems, change must start now. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more stories that matter, and share this with someone who cares about the planet. Together, we can raise awareness and push for cleaner, safer waterways.